Morning, students. Today, I'm going to teach you the poem Wind. Now, before starting our poem, let me give you a quick summary of the poem. Okay, so the poet requests the wind to come softly and avoid breaking the shutters of the windows, scattering the papers, or throwing the books on the shelf. Then he scolds the wind that he has thrown down the books and torn the pages and has brought the rain. He tells the wind that it is clever at making fun of weaklings like crumbling houses, doors, rafters, bodies, lives, and hearts. The wind god winnows and crush all of them, and he does not and he does what he likes. So the poet requests the people to build strong houses with firm doors. He also tells them to build strong bodies and have steadfast hearts, because if we do this strong, wind will be our friend. Now, what actually the poet wants to say? We all know that wind is a natural phenomenon. In this poem, the poet talks to the wind. The power of wind has been described, and the poet says that wind is destructive. He has linked the destructive power of wind to advertise of life and say that weak people break down, but strong people emerge out of adversities stronger. The poem gives an important message that we should be mentally tough and physically strong in order to survive the hardships of life. A weak person down breaks down like a weak building and crumbles. We must make these destructive forces our friends with our strength and determination. This is the actual meaning of poem. Now, let me explain you para by para. Okay, just a moment. Okay. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the window. Don't scatter the paper. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought the rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Now, poking fun, that means making fun of something. Weaklings, that means a person who is weak. Now, try to understand this much paragraph. The poet is talking to the wind. He asks the wind to come softly. So he is saying that the wind should not be very strong, loud. It should be soft and subtle. Then he says that the wind is very powerful and it is destructive. It breaks the shutter of the windows and scatters the papers. When the wind is powerful, all the books which are kept on the shelf fall down. So here the poet is describing the power of the wind. Then he says to wind to look at the destruction that it had done. Whenever there is a strong wind, all things that are weak, like small plants, tiny children, they all get scared and they can even fall and get hurt. We can say that in the initial part of the poem, the poet is referring to wind as a young child. He is saying that it should come softly, just like a small child does. In the later part, we come to know that wind is destructive, just like a youth, just like young boy or a young girl who is full of energy, violence, and destruction. Okay. Now, next paragraph. Frail crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. Now, what do you mean by crumbling? Falling or to cause something to break. Then what do you mean by rafter? Word rafter means sloping beam which support the roof of the building. Here the word crumbling is repeated so many times to lay stress that everything crumbles in the face of a strong wind. So the writer is saying that when wind is powerful, it is very strong. It leads to the breakage of everything. Houses which are weak falls fall. Doors which are weak falls. The beam on which the roof of buildings are supported, they also fall. All the wooden structure fall. All bodies of people fall. animals, lives, hearts, etc. So he is saying that everything crumbles, everything that is weak reacts by falling down and breaking in the face of adversity. So the poet is saying that whenever a weak person faces any adversity or challenge in life, he breaks down and falls. Now, next. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Now, what do you mean by winnows? To break grain free of chaff, separate grain from husk by blowing on it. The poet is addressing to wind as a wind god, and he is saying that powerful god of wind winnows. That means he shifts all the people, and those people who are weak fall down and get crushed. So here a comparison is made between wheat and people. Just like we winnow the wheat to separate the grain from chaff, the wind god separates the strong people from the weak people. When there is a strong wind, all the things that are weak fall and gets crushed. Next. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let joins the door firmly. Practice to form the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and wind will be friend with us. Steadfast. Steadfast means very firm. The poet wants us to make friends with the wind, that is, the adversities in our lives. He says that the problem will not listen to us. They will come, so we should be prepared. In preparation, we should build strong homes and close the doors of our house firmly so that wind cannot get into it. And then he says that we should also make our body strong and heart firm to face these challenges. And then once we are strong enough, all challenges will be like friends. We will not feel that they are troublesome. Next. The wind blows out weak fires, he makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good, we praise him every day. Now, what do you mean by word flourish? Flourish means grow. The poet has kept the wind on a pedestal. He is comparing the wind to God. He says that wind is God and we praise wind every day. He adds that everything that is weak gets finished off in the face of strong wind, and all the things that are strong flourish and grow to become stronger. He is giving us a very important message that we should not feel bad that we are facing so many challenges and adversities in life. We should make ourselves physically and mentally strong to face these challenges. And once we are strong enough, we will overcome the challenges. We will become friends with them, and then we will be happy that we had these challenges in our life because they help us become stronger and better. Now, I will give you literary devices, or you can say it as figures of speech, line by line. First line, wind comes softly. It is your apostrophe. Apostrophe means a direct address is made to someone, or here direct address is made to the wind. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Now this is apostrophe. Again, a direct address is made to wind. Then there is synecdoche. Synecdoche means part shutters stand for windows. As you all know, synecdoche stands for the body. That does not mean your human body. It stands for everything which come under body. So part shutter stands for the windows. And litotes, negation is used to convey the affirmative meaning that window should avoid any destruction. Now, don't scatter the papers. Again apostrophe, a direct address is made to wind. Again litotes, negation is used to convey that affirmative meaning that windows should avoid any destruction. Next, don't throw down the books on the shelf. Again apostrophe, a direct address is made to the wind. Then litotes, negation is used to convey the affirmative meaning that windows should avoid any destruction. And alliteration, the sound of consonant D is repeated in the words don't and down. Okay. Then There, look what you did. You threw them all down. Again, apostrophe, a direct address is made to wind. And one more, that is repetition because the word you and you is repeated. You tore the pages of the books. That is again apostrophe because a direct address is made to wind. And synecdoche because pages stands for book. Pages are parts of book and that's why it is a synecdoche. You brought rain again. Again, it is your apostrophe. A direct address is made to the wind. And one more there, and that is internal rhyme. Rhyming words rain and again are used in the same sentence for poetic effect. Now next, you are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Again, apostrophe, a direct address is made to the wind. Personification, the inanimate wind is given the human quality of being clever and poking fun. Then there is one more antithesis, that is opposite word. Clever and weaklings are used in the same sentences. And last, alliteration, the sound of consonant W is repeated in the words very and weaklings. Next, fail crumbling houses, crumbling doors. Okay, then this is your repetition because the word crumbling is repeated. And there is one more, that is tautology. Tautology because frail and crumbling both have same meanings. Now, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood. Okay, again it is your repetition and tautology. Crumbling word is repeated. Tautology, why? Because rafters and wood same meaning. Crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. Again, crumbling is repeated, so it is repetition. And synecdoche because body parts or words like bodies and hearts are used for the people. Next, he won't do. See, the wind god winnows and crushes them all. This is for personification because the inanimate word wind is given the human quality of winnowing and crushing, and then alliteration because the sound of consonant W is repeated in the words wind and winnows. He won't do what you tell him, that is your alliteration because W, won't, and what is what we can say consonant sound. Personification, inanimate wind, word wind is given the human quality being a person. And lastly, totes, negation is used to convey the affirmative meaning that the wind is self-willed. Then next, so come let's build strong homes. It is your synecdoche. Sorry, I am telling these two lines. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join doors firmly. It is your synecdoche. The part door stands for the house, and then repetition. The word let's is repeated for the poetic effect. Practice to firm body. Practice to firm body. Again, it is your synecdoche. Body part body stands for the people. Make the heart steadfast. Again, synecdoche because the part heart stands for people. Next, do this and the wind will be friends with us. This is personification. Inanimate word wind is given the human quality of being friend. Alliteration again because the consonant sound W is repeated in the words wind and will. The wind blows out weak fires. That is your alliteration. The sound of consonant W is repeated in the words wind and weak. And then personification, the inanimate word that is fires are given the human qualities of being weak. He makes strong fires, roars, and flourish. It is personification. Again, the inanimate word fires are given the human quality of being strong, roaring, and flourishing. Alliteration because sound of consonant F is repeated in the words fires and flourish. Tautology, the words rose and flourished denote the same meaning, that is to be strong. Then his friendship is good, then that is your personification. The inanimate wind is given the quality of being friend. And last, We praise him every day. Again, this is your personification. The inanimate wind is given the human quality of being praised. That's the end of your poem, Wind. Thank you very much.